and this is where we left off in the last session. I said I was going to make some more flowers or plants to put out here, but I decided to wait to see how this is going to turn out. But I do want this guy because he's going to show me where these rocks should go so that they're not competing with the flowers. I want him to stand out against this. As for the others, we'll decide where they're going to go and what colors they will be and how we'll set them up when we get some of the rocks done. Okay, the first thing I need to do is to get my template set up the way that I want it. So we're going to kind of carve it out more towards the way that I want to see the rocks done. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a copy of this layer and turn off that one. Then I'm going to turn off everything else. I don't need plant 1 and I don't need plant 3. I do want plant 2. I don't need this block, but that's what I want right there. Now while I have this layer selected, I'm going to hit Control U to bring up my hue, saturation, and luminosity, and I'm going to bring the luminosity all the way down to -100 so that it's solid black. And this is what I am going to then sculpt out this shape and get it to where I can actually feel like this is a three-dimensional object even before the detail is in there. Because once I can see it as a three-dimensional object, then I can paint it. Okay, now we're going to start drawing in our stones and texture inside here. I'm going to do this into 3 parts. This guy right here, then this middle part, and then finally the lower part. The lower part's going to have a lot more detail in it, a lot of stones in there, and there'll be some stones in here too. But this one mostly will be black behind here where the flowers are, and it'll be just the highlights that are inside here. So let's go ahead and get started on shaping this out. I'm not going to select it or anything. I am just going to go in and start carving it out. So I'm going to grab my pen, and not that pen, I need this pen. Okay, and I want to make sure that I have black selected. I'm going to bring up the size, just kind of smooth that edge, and I want to get rid of any sharp edges on here because this is going to be kind of rounded lava stone. It'll have texture but no sharp edges, just a lot. It'll be really round, and I want to make sure that I can, you know, have stuff coming up, you know, inside here as well. Okay, so we'll just, okay, kind of like that. Oh, I hit my mouse. I didn't mean to knock it out of the way there. Okay, there we go. Some, you know, some nice edges to get our highlights on and everything. Okay, now this stone right here, I want to round him out because I want him to be like he's a stone sitting on a little ledge. And of course, I don't want him perfectly round. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to draw a line right through there, but I can't keep that because that will be, you know, broken away from it. It's got to be touching it, but I just want to kind of get these edges in here. See, like that. And so basically, let me pull out and I'll show you what I want. This piece right here, this boulder here, to sit in front of this. So I want that kind of shaded in, the highlights here, but this looking like it's it's forward, so it's really connected to all this. I don't want it to feel like it's jutting out and doesn't have anything to hold on to. Okay, getting down here. This is actually the easiest part. And the reason that, well, actually, you'll see why I need to put so much detail, or not detail, but get this right, because when we get a little further in, you'll see what I'm going to do with it and why it's so important. I'm going to get plenty of rocks right inside here. And, you know, all sorts of different shapes. And we'll have some big rocks, small rocks. We're going to have some rocks, you know, kind of tucked in between rocks. You know, it's going to be like a regular gravel pit. Yeah, but we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to handle it. Okay, now I want this. And what's going to happen with this guy, I'm going to come in, because it's really important that I get close to this, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to have, I want this to kind of go like this, and this is going to be a rock sitting right here, and then stones behind it, or this big stone behind it, so they'll give it kind of more three-dimensional. Now, this is problematic. So what I'm going to do, I'm grab my eraser here, and I'm just going to, obviously I do not want it straight like that. You know, that's not going to work, but I pulled it back that far so that I've got some room. I don't want it to, I want it to kind of be a bit random. I want all sorts of stones coming in here, and you know, stones sitting away from it, like, you know, here, and maybe, you know, some extra stones beside it. We'll have stones that'll be, you know, like this, you know, off in the floor of the ocean there, where they rolled down and buried themselves into the soft sandy bottom. And I find the quickest, easiest way to create this is kind of, you do a kind of a oval shape like that, and then just fill it in, and then bring this side up. And we're going to put all sorts of, stones in here. And I just, like I said, I want this to be really random, just, you know, kind of all different directions. I don't want it to feel like, you know, it's a foot there with a bunch of toes, you know, all lined up. These are, you know, they're toe stubbers, not toes. They're gonna, you know, it's what you're gonna trip over. But I want it to be random, like, there we go, see? And just like little stone right there, just kind of move in so I can get that shape the way I want it. Bring this guy down in size, and there we go, a little better. And we can even have a stone sitting next to him. He's got a little buddy there. There we go. I want to make sure that I get that solid, no holes in there. See how that looks. Okay, need something just a little bit bigger right here. Just kind of feels like I need, you know, what was that all about? Let's see, because I don't have this clicked. This is connected pixel, so you'll just darken everything right through it. So I'll make this bigger again so that I think maybe that's all I want to do. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that'll work. That will work for us. That's enough. And then this one's going to have some boulders out here as well. We'll be doing that guy, sculpting him out as well, just like what we're doing with this one here. Okay, I still feel like though I need some larger stuff out here, so I'm going to make this just some. Okay, and then let's see, now I can bring this down and carve, kind of use my invisible ink there. And then just kind of give this guy, the shape I can work with, as far as shadowing and stuff. I'll just clean these guys up a little bit. Okay. And, okay, if I turn on the caustics, let's see what that does. Kind of feel like, yeah, there we go. That's good. I like that. So they're kind of reaching out into this ground, and we still have, this will stand out a little bit better when we start to get the highlights in there. Okay, I think we're ready to start on the details, and we'll start on the top.